Yes.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coaches and Coffee with Sheila James. Boy, I am so well, first of all, let me just go back. I hope everybody had a great Easter. You know, we've just hit our year, the year mark for the pandemic. I know myself and my family, we're all vaccinated. We're excited about that. I encourage you to get vaccinated, stay masked up, and social distance. Continue to do that and protect yourselves and your family. And today we have a very, very awesome and powerful, hopefully very impactful to you guest. Her name is Becca Silver. She's in the educational, she's in the educational field. And good morning, Becca. I'm gonna let Becca introduce herself. Good morning, Becca.
Good morning, Sheila. Hi, everyone. I'm Becca, and I work in the education sphere. And what I do is teachers have coaches in schools, and many people not within the education sector know that teachers have coaches. And what I do is I coach coaches.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Tell us why. So she's in the educational system. She coaches in the school-based coach to coach teachers, which is very exciting, especially since right now, children are going back to school all over the country. You got your teachers, many of them have now been vaccinated. Mm-hmm. So tell us, Becca, what had you decide to go into this area of coaching?
So I started with coaching teachers, and I love working with adults. And well, I before coaching teachers, I was a teacher for 10 years. And then working with teachers myself, I found it so impactful. I got to impact entire classrooms of children at a time. And then what I found is when I was going into schools, working with teachers, I would always find the coach. Somehow we'd find each other. And what I figured out was the coach was given little to no professional development. They were not developed at all. And these were the people who were tasked with the job of helping the teachers. And so I thought, if I can empower the coach, I empower an entire school.
Wow, that's really amazing. And I know that you're in North Carolina. Is this something, because I didn't even know this was available in the educational system. Is this something that's available throughout the country, like in Georgia, like really throughout the country?
Yeah, it's very common in many, many, many states. There's only one state I heard of it not existing, which was a district in Connecticut. But everywhere else, definitely in Atlanta, the big cities have coaches. It's a very common structure in public schools.
Okay, great. And then, so Becca, what kind of impact is this having on, with you? You coach the coaches who are coaching and actually working with the teachers. And of course, for all of us who are listening, our coaches impact our children, our grandchildren, really society at large. So how is that, what kind of impact, you mentioned it, is it really making?
Gosh, so much. So the pandemic happened. I'm gonna kind of go back a year, right? We have our year anniversary with the pandemic. And teachers overnight, a little over a year ago, abruptly had to stop teaching one way, right? Which we know, it was, we call face-to-face. We distinguish between face-to-face and remote learning now, where it was all face-to-face before the pandemic. And overnight had to switch from the way they knew how to teach and were taught how to teach to a different way of teaching. Overnight, they became first-year teachers again. And there were varying levels of resilience with that shift. And some took off running, and a lot of teachers, especially the veteran teachers, really struggled because I've been teaching for 15 years. I know how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone got, kind of leveled out with their, we're all first year teachers again. And so there was this kind of emotional drain. So we saw teachers become stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed. And the coaches were leveraged. It's their one job to work with their teachers, right? And the coaches are positioned to really help the teachers not only shift their teaching practice, but also mentally and emotionally make that shift, right?
Yeah.
And what we saw was a lot of space being given. Oh, the teachers just need space. And then eventually schools started trying to make teachers feel better by giving them food. So you saw a lot of like food trucks or fancy cookies. And then across schools, everyone got jeans day every day. And that was their attempt at helping the teachers mentally and emotionally make that shift, which was ineffective. And so what I do is I coach coaches and how to actually help teachers not only make that shift, but also have them, I'm trying to put this into words, what the teachers ended up doing was just kind of went into themselves a lot and have them be open to connecting again.
Good. And what kind of results in reality has this produced?
So what the coaches that I work with, I'd say the main result is that connections being made. Teachers that were previously like this, like I can't talk, I'm overwhelmed, I can't talk about it, right? Kind of shut down, are now approaching my showing up at my coach's door and wanting more information and wanting to talk things through and being open to growing and being helped throughout the school year. So it's opening those relationship doors, and therefore their teaching practice is improving, their relationships are improving, the effectiveness is improving within their classroom.
Wow, that's great. And then if teachers are listening today, or not teachers, well, how do you become a coach to coach teachers? I guess that's my question. Like there are many you're here coaching just all over the place these days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm an empowerment coach. You're a coach, an
Mm-hmm.
empowerment coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, if someone is interested in even being a coach, is this something that's now an offering within the educational system? Because I had never heard of it.
Yeah, it is a public school position. Mm-hmm. And they're called different things. So that sometimes they're called lead teachers, sometimes they're called instructional coaches. And so typically someone within a school or a district, if they're teaching, they have to have been teaching. They, if they're kind of an exceptional teacher, they typically would apply for that job to be a coach.
Wow. And then and then the teachers, I'm sorry, I get it confused. Then the coaches, how do they find someone like you, someone who coaches the coaches?
It's not easy. It's not easy. There's not a lot of kind of like a place to go. So it's if you're watching now, I exist, but there's not a lot of resources for the coaches of teachers. There's an assumption that if you were an excellent classroom teacher of children, that you would be excellent spreading your strategies to other teachers. And there's a huge gap between children learning and adult learning.
Wow. Yeah. So you're we can reach you at the www.thewholeeducator.com, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is so important because the people listening, whether you have children or parents or in your neighborhood or in your community, even if this is not happening in your schools, you now know this tool is available and you can check into it. Some of you talk to your teachers and they're complaining and they're burned out and they're stressed out. And this is something like, look, I heard this conversation today, with Becca Silver. She's an empowerment coach, thewholeeducator.com. You can find out from your school district. Could they find out from their principal? Or it could be something that you want to See to it that you can have it added to your schools. So, in today's society, especially now, the pandemic has really revealed and unconcealed, how do I want to say this? We've been somewhat asleep to how much power we actually have.
Yes.
It's all about, look, you're here in service of us, and we're in service of you. It goes hand in hand. I guess what I'm saying is, as parents, and as community leaders, as educators, we have a say. So you might be someone who's a leader in your community. You could actually see to it that, look, we need coaches coaching our teachers, and we need a coach to coach those coaches so that they're effective in developing and educating our children and having power for themselves. Yes, Becca, what do you have to say about? I know that was a mouthful, but I'm getting a lot out of this, and I want to say it because you might be listening and say, well, my children are grown. Well, but you talk to your neighbors and you talk to other people. We need each other. It all goes hand in hand. So what do you have to say about that, Becca?
What I have to say is that there's a lot of resignation in the education system right now among the adults, that it is what it is. There's a lot of it is what it is. We just have to make it through. We have to wait until things return to normal. There's a lot of waiting that's happening. Yeah. And it doesn't need to happen that way. In the thick of the pandemic, I was coaching coaches and transforming their schools by just me being able to work with one human in a building. So when I have access to that one human, an entire school gets empowered.
Wow, that is really awesome. All right, so anything else this morning, Becca, that you would like to share with us, like some gems, or what we could do, what actions we could take, those of us who are out here listening, regarding the whole educator?
Some actions you can take is, if you have children in school and they have teachers, you might want to ask the teacher, hey, do you have a coach? I'm happy if you'd like to reach out to me and you're interested in empowering your teachers. You don't have to know about the coach, but you could actually reach out to me and I can help you navigate how to find that out. I think parents are looking at ways to help empower their teachers, and many times don't know how to do that, right? And so if you want to reach out to me, I'm very happy to help you navigate that on how to figure out how to empower your child's teachers. And really, something that teachers don't get nearly enough is specific positive acknowledgement. And so looking them in the eye and giving them specific positive acknowledgement, not just good job, but like really what they're doing great at. Many times when I do that with my teachers, they cry. So yeah, so it's really touching and not common.
Wow, not common that they get acknowledgement from us, we the people.
Yep.
So I, just really got moved by that, because not only teachers needing acknowledgement, all of us need acknowledgement from time to time, yes? So, but specifically in the context of the conversation we're having now, in empowering coaches in the education system to empower coaches who work with our teachers and educators, we can acknowledge them, we can say thank you.
Yeah.
And it has been a tough year for all of us, or it's been whatever it's been, Some people had the best year of their life, and for some of us, it's been really difficult. So I once again want to thank you for being with us on Coaches and Coffee with Sheila. And for all of you listening, my cup today says, it's official. You're awesome. You're all awesome. So you're all awesome. Our word for the week, and I really want you to dwell on this, is effectiveness. It is effectiveness. Look at the things you're doing. Look at your work. Look at what you're out to accomplish with your children. Look at what you're out to accomplish at work and or in your church, or those of us who are entrepreneurs, what you're out to accomplish in your business. The word for the week is effectiveness. The degree to which something is successful in producing a desired result, really having success. being productive, having power. All right. So go out and have a wonderful week. Have a magical Monday, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Becca, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Here we go.